Greetings and salutations, fellow people who have somewhere to be in exactly 30 minutes. It is I, Eric J. Chucky, joined as always by the boy.
Hey.
This is the Two Nerds Podcast. Today we're talking about the Game Awards, but not the stupid award show part of it because award shows are fake, but the game trailers and announcements from that show, at least all the ones we can get in the next 30 minutes. Before we get into it, if you could look at the links in the link tree in the description, go there, give us clicks, give us money. $1 tier makes you cool, like Passion Killer 711, a guy from Ohio, and Rob. If you give us $5 a month, you get episodes of Journey of Wrestling a week early.
So let's get right into it. First game trailer we have to review, talk about, is Final Fantasy XVI's newest trailer. June 2023, it'll be coming out. The trailer looked dope as fuck, to be clear.
Every piece of this I keep seeing, I enjoy more. I'm more excited for this game, and I was crazy excited for this game when it first was announced.
Yeah, moving right along.
Moving right along. We're not actually in that much of a hurry, but there's a lot to talk about, and we'd like to get through as much as we can.
And if we can get through all the stuff we want to talk about and then do a little recap at the end, that's fine too.
So this was the big announcement that drew me to the Game Awards stuff in the first place. Armored Core 6.
Yeah, this is the thing that I was most excited about in all these trailers that we've watched. I actually really liked the Armored Core games way back in the day. I have apparently been a From Software fan since before Demon's Souls and just didn't know it. Because obviously, when I was a kid, I didn't read the fucking developer. I didn't care.
Well, and they have such a bland logo and name.
So it didn't. But like, I loved the Armored Core games back in the day, and they're bringing out a new one. Armored Core's back, and not even in POG form, in video game form.
Yeah, I'm super hyped about this. I like that the trailer looked like Dark Souls 3 DLC or something for the first
it was
couple
a fake
scenes.
out, yeah.
Yeah, that was good. I'm pretty hyped about this. I wish we'd seen some gameplay, but I'm sure we will because it's also coming out in 2023.
So it's pretty close.
I am extraordinarily hyped for Hades 2.
Yeah, you fucking loved Hades. You like 100%ed Hades.
No.
You got the good ending.
I got the good ending. I did not 100% that game. But I did play it a lot. I'm not a fan of roguelikes.
But you are a fan of Hades.
But I am a fan of Hades. When you do a genre really extremely well, I tend to get into it.
It feels like it was a genre buster. Like it takes all the stuff that makes roguelikes frustrating for me, and seems like it does a lot to mitigate it, which I like. I'm not a huge fan of the genre myself.
If you guys saw or heard our Black Panther podcast, Wakanda Forever, I mentioned that it hit at a good time because I've been doing a lot of research into mythology. And Greek mythology is no exception, and I was excited to see characters I knew from their descriptions in old dusty tomes. So I'm really hyped for this. I'm sure it's going to be as fun as the first one, if not more so.
Hades generally seems like it's a fun game. I've never played it. It's just, I don't like roguelikes. I didn't think that I would like this roguelike, but I really enjoyed watching people like White and other streamers play it, and I'm going to watch people play this one. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, maybe I'll end up streaming it. We'll see what next year looks like. I did stream a lot of the last one, including beating it.
There you go.
Ken Levine's next game, the guy who made BioShock.
His next game can be summed up as, I can definitely prove this isn't BioShock.
I like the futuristic space setting.
They went space BioShock as opposed to like steampunk or skypunk. It's space punk.
But I'm kind of down for that, and I didn't like the original BioShock. I've never played BioShock 2.
But you loved Infinite.
I really did love Infinite, and this looks a lot more like Infinite, and I'm...
Well, I mean, yeah, it's the, progression. Infinite was later.
So I'm looking forward to seeing what comes out of this. Really cool character designs and environments and colors.
Oh, yeah, that's the thing is, you'd think I would really like BioShock, just because it has thematics you may be able to tell, interested in. And cool visuals. I've just never been enchanted by the gameplay. So, hopefully this one, although it looks like it's the exact same gameplay, might be better.
Death Stranding 2 has been announced. I have played some of Death Stranding. I have not gotten very far in it. My computer can barely run it. And, like, it's a game I'd love to play casually, and when I've got a good 15-minute startup time...
That's not a casual PlayStation.
No, it is not. But it's a great game to get lost in, and I did watch the trailer, even though I was a little worried about spoilers, but then again, it doesn't seem to have ended any different than I thought it was going to. So I'm excited for what they do in this next thing. I think Hideo Kojima's just got such an interesting mind.
I'm really glad this game exists. This game is not for me. Death Stranding was not for me. I don't get it, and I don't know that I care to get it.
I think if you sat down and actually put your hands on the controls for a couple of missions, you'd go, oh.
Well, I mean, like, the gameplay and story are just entirely separate things.
Oh, sure.
Like, the story is this baffling, bonkers, fucking Hideo Kojima on mushrooms ride. The gameplay is you're a package delivery man. You're UPS.
The funny thing is, though, while the story, the plot, and the gameplay elements are pretty separate from what I've played so far, both of them build a world and let you exist in that environment with those circumstances.
And that's something I can really get into,
Yeah.
but I've never been drawn in by Death Stranding. That said, I'm really glad this game exists because the people who love it fucking love it. And Hideo Kojima is the kind of creative that I want to see make more stuff. So
Yeah.
I'm glad it exists even if I don't want to play it.
Yeah. We're coming upon that time where we finally have to adopt to next gen.
Yes. There are reasons, they're later, that I will be buying. We have an Xbox One. I will finally be just going and buying the Xbox Series X because we still want a disc drive for some like Rock Band and other games we have on discs. But
we also, it might be finally time, if we can find one, to grab a PS5.
yeah.
And I still haven't played the new Demon's Souls, you know? But shit like that is the reason why. Oh, here's the reason why we need a new Xbox.
Yeah, this is the reason why I want a new Xbox. I have an Xbox One. Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty isn't coming to Xbox One. Xbox Series S/X and PS5 and PC is all that it's coming to. Now, so I'm going to have to buy a new Xbox because recently I played Cyberpunk some in 2020 when it came out. And then 2 years went by and I played it. I've been playing it fucking a lot the last month or so. I've really dropped back in. I'm gonna be honest with you, it was Edge Runners. I watched Edge Runners and then I went, okay, well I'll be playing Cyberpunk now. And this looks, I haven't seen the trailers. I haven't watched it because I just haven't gotten to it and Spork didn't want spoilers, so we didn't watch it before this.
That's me. That's one of my many nicknames, just for the record.
I didn't need to. I know I want to play this. I want to play more Cyberpunk. I want to play this. So I'll have to buy a new console for it. That's fine. That's worth.
Yeah, it's about time. A trailer for Star Wars Jedi Survivor. We played a little bit of this, each of us.
Yeah.
I wasn't blown away by it.
I wasn't blown away either. I liked it, but it just didn't suck me in. I dropped off. I stopped playing it. I could pick it back up, but I don't want to.
I played it for a little while and was like, all right, let's see what this is. I'll see myself.
It drew me. It was fun. It did not draw me in. I wasn't compelled by the narrative.
I think the main character is a problem for me. Both in that I'm having that problem where he's just the guy from Shameless.
Yeah, you
Why
just
is he a
can't
Jedi?
disconnect it. Yeah.
I don't usually have that issue. I've got it here. But also in that the gameplay didn't light me up. It was too much between different genres that I do like that I couldn't quite get into it. Diablo 4 is coming out. We didn't watch the trailer. We don't really care. Street Fighter 6.
It looks like it's partially an RPG.
Yeah, there's you create a character and you fight other mooks, and I guess you're learning under the Street Fighter greats. There's a story mode thing to it. And I think that's cool. I just wish their creative characters didn't look like models from 2 generations ago next to the actual fighters.
Yeah, I mean, they really do. It was a little jank.
I do like the new fighters they're introducing. I'm glad to see DJ back. I didn't get to play as much of Street Fighter V as I wanted to because of extenuating circumstances. But maybe I'll be able to get into this one. It looks pretty cool. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League.
Oh boy. Alright, so Kill the Justice League is a game that I probably wasn't going to bother with. I'm going to be honest, it looks fun-ish, but there's a lot of games that look fun-ish, and my brain only lets me play certain amounts of video games, and I like to try and reserve that for games that I really might love. unfortunately now, due to extenuating circumstances, I'm probably going to buy this game.
Not the same extenuating circumstances as to why I couldn't play Street Fighter.
No, different, unrelated extenuating circumstances. We haven't talked about it on the podcast yet. Kevin Conroy was a huge part of my childhood, as you may be able to tell from any of the rest of the content that we've ever produced.
You're a Batman fan?
A little bit.
Oh, okay.
But this is going to be probably, although it's not officially announced as this, but just given the timing, this might end up being Kevin Conroy's last run as Batman. So I'm probably going to buy this fucking game.
I love that he gets to play an evil Batman.
Yeah, a proper one.
What a great send-off. If not his final one, at least one of the last ones. I think this game looks cool. I hope it ends up being better than Gotham Knights, which looks okay, but not worth the price of 2 copies. Oh man. Have we talked about the Mario movie on this podcast at all?
I don't think so.
Gosh.
I mean, I may have done the Chris Pratt joke.
Yeah, but like, it looks really good, guys.
Look, we love it's fun to clown on It's a Me Mario, that's the voice. But the Mario movie looks good. The Mario movie is a brick to the face of Mario.
Yeah.
It's holding nothing back. It's putting all the cards on the table. Everything's going in. It's fucking the kitchen sink and all. And I love that.
All the little details. The fact that there's platforming in the movie at all is...
Platforming? Hell, there's a kart race.
I know.
Rainbow Road is in the Mario movie. It's going to be fun as fuck.
Yeah, I'm going to have a great time with this.
There are going to be people who are determined not to like this movie because of dumb bullshit reasons. Stop. Go talk to, 7-year-old you.
Yeah.
Sit down.
If you're as old as I am, go talk to the you that saw the original Mario movie.
But, go talk to you when you were a kid. I'm not even a humongous fan of Mario. But, go fucking stop, unjade yourself, get your head out of your cynical ass, and recognize that this movie looks like it's gonna be a great fucking time. Sometimes it ain't gotta be more than that, man.
Yeah, sometimes it ain't gotta. Tekken 8?
Looks fine.
Yeah, I'm still kind of enjoying Tekken 7. Just recently bought all the DLC for that. Tight game. Again, I wish the creator parts looked a little less like they were from 2 consoles ago.
As is fighting game tradition.
Yeah. I like the revelation of Kazuya, probably. That's pretty sweet. He looks really good for once. Usually the devil form looks just like a purple guy. Like the bad guy from Five Nights at Freddy's, pixels and all. But they make him look really cool here, and I'm thrilled. The game is beautiful. The fighting environments, if it plays as good as it looks, holy shit. We got DLC for Horizon Forbidden West. My friend has not played it. Neither have I.
If you, I really fucking loved Horizon Zero Dawn. I really loved that game. And I was excited for Horizon Forbidden West until I don't know, my excitement for it vanished. Honestly, I think a big part of it is I just didn't want to fucking buy a PS5 because all I could find were scalpers.
I mean, the other problem is of its release date. Elden Ring.
Oh, yep, that'll do it. Elden Ring took all my fucking video game powers. So this DLC is probably fine, but I never finished the DLC for Horizon Zero Dawn.
Well, so that's the beautiful thing about video games is you can wait and get it cheap.
Yeah, I'll probably just wait.
There's a Crash Team 4v4 game coming.
Whoa, do not give a shit.
Last time I bought a Crash game, I was heavily disappointed. It was the most recent kart racer. It was not fun. Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2, never played the first one. I like 40k, but I feel like they always kind of fumble the games.
I like the world building of 40k. I don't know that I need to experience any of the stuff from 40k.
I'd like to sit down and digest the world building better. I feel like I looked away for a minute, and then when I looked back, it was 50k. And I don't know what's going on anymore.
That's fair.
For the sake of filling time, because we did kind of hyperspeed through the opening, The creator of Celeste has another game coming out called Earthblade. I didn't care for Celeste, but you might care.
Many people do, apparently.
Yeah. Bayonetta DLC, I think, or a game, or I don't know.
A new spin-off set in the franchise's universe.
Okay, good for them. Hellboy game looks all right.
It looks like a video game.
I don't know that I would have put that trailer out.
We're not done yet. We're not ready for release. I feel like maybe you shouldn't let people see this yet.
Yeah. But if it ends up being good when they're finished with it, cool. I like Hellboy. I'd like to play in a Hellboy world.
That'd be fun.
The title card you've been staring at this whole time.
Yeah, this looks fucking dope.
Crime Boss, Rockay City, is described as a stealth action FPS. It charges players with becoming leaders of a criminal underworld in the fictional version of 90s Florida. And the cast, my God.
So this is like modern Vice City.
Yeah.
But 10 years in the future, but 90s.
And it's an FPS.
And it's not a Grand Theft Auto game. It's an FPS. It looks like a pretty good one, to be honest. And it's got a fucking star-studded cast. Just a bunch of people who were really big in the 90s, and that I think that's actually, I really like that as
and Michael Rooker.
and Michael Rooker, who he did stuff in the 90s. He was in Mallrats.
Fair enough. No, I guess this is what you've been thirsting for, the guy from Mallrats.
But I think that's a really good choice because it makes the game. It'll make the game feel, at least like I'm gonna guess it will, very of the time.
Oh yeah. And I like the tongue-in-cheek names they're picking for most of the characters, and I'm pretty excited about this. I hope it plays a quarter as good as it looks. My God.
Yeah, and like just to play a game with like Michael Madsen and Danny Trejo and Michael Rooker and Danny Glover and Vanilla Ice and Chuck fucking Norris in it.
I was never a big Kim Basinger fan, but
she's there too.
Also there. Whatever, it looks really fun. Do you guys yourselves a favor and watch that trailer? Just enjoy it because it's a cool cut trailer too. Very cinematic, and that I love the style. They are rebooting Lords of the Fallen. It was an Xbox, I believe, exclusive Souls-like that came out a while ago. It wasn't very well reviewed. I played it a little bit before I got into Dark Souls. I'd kind of like to revisit it at some point, but I wasn't super impressed.
But this is like a semi-soft reboot set, 1,000 years later, blah, blah, blah. We think this franchise has legs and we'd like to try again, please. Okay, Mr. Developer, try again. I'm here for it.
I am especially here for the art.
Yeah, it looked cool as fuck. They really leaned into, like, the horror elements.
Yeah, like, there are two things you think of when someone says gothic horror. You either think of, like, the H.P. Lovecraft style, something's not quite right here, everyone is very thin-faced and suspicious, everything is gray.
Or Murgo's Wet Nurse.
This is much more the second thing. Man, this looks just visually appealing, and I would love to fuck around in this world. I like what seems like the lantern mechanic that shows you another world. I loved the Soul Reaver, the first Soul Reaver game. And that was a central mechanic of that, was shifting between the worlds to interact with different shit. And man, if they do that, that's really cool.
I'm always excited. Even if I don't play another Souls-like, I like that because people will play it and I will get to see that.
Yes. I feel that way about an upcoming game on this list. The Last of Us Part 1 PC release date, that's cool. Returnal announced for PC. I haven't played that yet, but I heard it was really awesome.
Baldur's Gate 3 might actually be coming out.
I've been waiting to play this game. It's on my wish list. It's been on sale a couple times. But
it's in early access.
I want to play the finished game.
You could just buy it and play it now.
I don't want to play it and be like, oh man, they came out with a better class. Oh man, I can do this option now. Because I'm not going to play it again.
No, it's definitely not a game you'll play twice.
I'd like to wait. But I am excited for that. They got a demo for Forspoken on PlayStation Network.
Don't care about that.
Forspoken looks pretty cool.
It's just on PlayStation Network.
Well, sure, yeah. I'm a little surprised by how interesting Transformers Reactivate looks.
I don't think the trailer will be very indicative of the game.
No, I feel like it's going to be like a Fortnite or something.
like, it's gonna be... the story seems interesting. I'm reserving a certain amount of hype for gameplay.
If it's free, I will absolutely check it out. Whether that means free actually, or free on Game Pass, or Epic, or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, Game Pass gives us so many video games. So here, have this.
We had Banishers: Ghosts of New Eden.
This looks cool as fuck, and I love new IP. That's interesting. I'm here for this.
I like the concept. I like the Lucian Senna kind of story they got going on.
Yeah. It takes place in 1695 in the haunted wilds of North America. Cool.
They fight ghosts.
Cool.
Yeah, it looked really sick and really interesting. It kind of reminded me of, like, at first it sounded like an off-brand Witcher.
I mean, that's kind of what it is, yeah.
Right, but, like, it seems to have its own take on things, and I appreciate that.
That's important, honestly.
Yeah. Stand out. The last trailer we watched was a teaser, more so. Immortals of Avum, a first-person magic shooter.
Which sounds like it'd be right up my alley, but boy howdy did this hit me like a fucking glass full of tap water.
It looked pretty decent, like, you know, and I was interested in that elevator pitch, but then I saw it and it looked like that one, like, Technomancer or whatever it was called.
Oh, mean but fair.
Oh no.
Mean but fair.
If they pull it off, they can pull something off cool, but I don't know that they are. It is EA after all.
Remnant 2. I played some Remnant from the Ashes. It, like most other Souls-likes, just didn't have the vibe.
I didn't like that game. That game was mean to me directly, and something was wrong with the controls.
It wasn't mean to me, it didn't have the vibe, so I left.
Yeah. There's a lot of other stuff that went down. There was not much that we had time to review.
Because we do literally have, like, a thing we have to kind of go do, but
right.
we didn't want to let this sit too long. We wanted to get to it while it's still fresh in our heads. But I do want to kind of go over the stuff, now that we've gotten through all the stuff we had time to review, I want to kind of sum it up. So, of the stuff that we had time to review from the Game Awards, what were you most excited to see?
I have two answers for that.
Okay.
Okay. Shit, I might have three.
Well, that is kind of cheating, but all right, I'll allow it.
Well, two of them are in different categories, and then I remembered one. If the game pulls off, Crime Boss looks amazing. But I have no gameplay footage. I have no idea. I have no previous experience with this studio or these people, to my knowledge. So I don't know. It might flop. It might be terrible. It might be Grand Theft Auto 5. Or 6. 6 is the bad one.
No, 6 isn't out yet.
6 doesn't exist. Okay, 5 then. 5. Not counting that, I would say Final Fantasy XVI. It just keeps looking better.
Yeah, they hit it. It hits.
But
and to be clear, I'm not a huge Final Fantasy fan.
No,
it's not a fondness for the series. I have very little fondness for the series. It's just the fucking gameplay looks stellar.
But that Armored Core though.
Oh yeah. Now for me, it is just the one answer. It is Armored Core. Now I am excited for that Cyberpunk DLC, but dude, Armored Core.
Yeah.
that honestly was like a little piece of my childhood just coming back to life that I had forgotten.
I'm really hoping they'll be able to do better with the story, because it was very like audio logs and like stuff to read.
Yeah,
before.
It was, and I liked those, but even then, like I'd like to be further in this world. Give me more to chew on, whilst letting me play a giant mech and shoot fucking micro missiles at people.
That I got to put spider legs on. That's
I do. Yes, this is one of the reasons that we're friends. Because spider legs are the fucking obviously superior option, and it is good to know, finding out right now on the podcast live, that you are a fellow man of patrician taste is good. It is wonderful to know this. Yes, a fellow connoisseur. Spider legs.
You know what? Shit, I said that, but Hades, though. Damn.
Call me that guy from fucking Wild Wild West, minus all the rest of his character traits, but I love me a robot spider.
This was unexpectedly, like, you know, last time we did a trailer roundup, I don't even remember what it was for. It was movies, but like, Comic-Con maybe?
Maybe. This one was good. This had a lot of hits in it.
It brought me in to find out what else happened because of the few things I heard dropped. I don't care about award shows. That was not a bit at the beginning. They're stupid.
Even if they're not actually rigged, and some of them, I mean, pretty clearly are.
I thought you were going to say some of them pretty clearly aren't and was going to argue.
No, like, even if they're not rigged, even if they're not a work, as it were, they're always very just self-indulgent.
And, like, on one hand, I'm happy for people who win prestigious awards.
That clearly means something.
Yeah, sure, but, like...
But on the other hand,
the Video Game Awards wasn't around until, like, 4 years ago, and come on, guys, I see what you're doing here.
Like, I'm happy to watch their, commercial. I'm happy to watch the trailers that come from their 3-hour commercial, but I will skip the rest.
Right.
And when the most prestigious award shows in the world do things like give their highest honors to actors who literally committed assault on stage 5 minutes before they gave them the award, it makes it hard to give a shit about the idea of an award show generally.
That being said, we've got a few more minutes to fill.
Yeah, let's see who actually won, because I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know who was up for anything.
All right.
Okay, Game of the Year was Elden Ring.
That's absolutely fair, yeah. Okay.
Wow, it won over God of War. That's interesting.
It won over God of War Ragnarok,
Yeah.
and everyone really liked that game, and I liked the story. I've been watching pieces of it on YouTube. The gameplay doesn't seem like it would be super fun for me.
Elden Ring had Best Game Direction.
Okay, yeah.
Ragnarok had Best Narrative.
That's absolutely fair. Elden Ring winning Best Narrative would be a fucking slap in the face.
I don't know if it would be a slap in the face, but it would be like whatever group decides what wins these awards being like, you know what, instead of reading a book and choosing a book as the award winner this year, I found these Post-it notes in the park, and boy, they just tell a compelling tale, I think. Art direction was Elden Ring. Jesus Christ, what a sweep. Best score was God of War.
That's fair. Good music in that. Audio design, God of War. Best performance, Christopher Judge as Kratos.
As God Warman. I didn't play any of these other games, so...
Ashley Birch was nominated. That's nice.
Yeah. Games for Impact, As Dusk Falls. I don't know what any of these are.
I don't care about
I think
that.
I've heard of Citizen Sleeper.
Okay.
Best ongoing game, Final Fantasy XIV. I'm not surprised.
I'm surprised Fortnite didn't win.
I'm surprised Genshin Impact didn't win. Like, those are both contenders.
Indie game, best indie game being Stray. That's absolutely not a surprise. You play a cat.
I haven't picked it up because it...
You play a cat, it was going to win.
Well, sure. Best debut indie game, same thing. The other games on here, I mean, maybe Vampire Survivors.
Wow, okay, now this one's surprise. Best mobile game, Marvel Snap.
Whoa.
Marvel Snap came out a fucking hiccup ago.
Like 2 months. And, like, I've been playing it nonstop since then, so I will not argue, but wow. Again, up against Genshin Impact. That's incredible.
Best community support is Final Fantasy XIV. That's
sure.
Okay, I can't possibly...
I think No Man's Sky would have been a good contender, but whatever.
Best VR game is... who cares?
I don't play VR. It was Moss Book 2, if you care. Innovation in accessibility was God of War.
I'm glad... Is that the thing? Is it that they added a Give Me Story extra double easy mode? Is that what this is?
No, it's a lot of options to play the game with greater access. So, like, for example, League of Legends has colorblind mode.
Oh, okay. Well, good for it.
Stuff like that. There's a lot of shit they're doing in gaming to bring games to a wider audience, whether you're hearing impaired, if you have no hands. You know, it's cool to see that they're finally filling in those gaps.
No, I'm for that. That's good.
Best action game was Bayonetta 3.
Okay.
Best over Shredder's Revenge, they're just wrong.
Wait, hold on. Teenage Mutant Ninja TMNT Shredder's Revenge was on. No, yeah, you lose. Shredder's Revenge was fucking dope.
I mean, here's the issue. 1,000%. There may be 2 T's in the title of that game, but the ones in Bayonetta win.
That's you know what
That's how the fans think. I'd rather see some turtle boobs. Wait, no, that's not.
Stop the podcast. Stop the podcast.